Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Marketing Botics podcast. I'm Chris Edwards, and today I want to talk to you about ethical marketing because this is something that kind of relates again to the theme that we're going for this week, and also something I've seen a lot of over the 20 years that I've been in this marketing game. So today we are going to be covering what ethical marketing is and how you go about spotting it really and avoiding it. Okay, so let's kick off. So ethical marketing is basically when you are marketing in an ethical way, both the way that you target people and how you go about speaking to them and the message that you put out. It's kind of three prongs to this, because in the UK and Europe, we have GDPR, and I know in America, certain states have certain kind of privacy laws within the way that they communicate. And one of the things over here says that we're not allowed to contact anyone without their permission first. And although GDPR for me at times is a complete waste of time, because it's the way that it's ran now well, I should say the way it's not ran really. You know, people know what they should and shouldn't be doing, but people don't do it. And like when it comes to one of the GDPR rules that people break a lot, and one of the unethical ways to market and target people is like scraping data from websites and from LinkedIn. And there's certain LinkedIn scraper tools that you can get that will run through and take everyone's data, and then you go ahead and message them. And you know, in some ways, this is unethical because, you know, that person's been on there to allow their contact information to be there for the point of communicating with them for receiving work. And also they're on LinkedIn, so you can speak to them via LinkedIn. You know, they haven't put that information out there because for you to scrape it and start emailing and phone calling them now to sell your services. Now you might say, well, it's LinkedIn, so you know they must have known that would happen. Well, no, they don't know it's happened, because GDPR says that that shouldn't happen. You can't go taking someone's email address and emailing them without their permission. And this stuff has to be what we call cleaned. So, you know, you get people who contact them in a different way and say, do you mind if you receive marketing information? There's kind of a gray line between messaging them for marketing speak and messaging them for kind of a one-hit kind of sales message. And again, there's quite a gray line between it. So there's certain apps out there like Woodpecker, which is a very good email software, which works very well with cold outreach. So people that you've never spoke to before, you're able to send emails out, sales-based emails in terms of a cold outreach. But then you've got software like MailChimp and MailerLite, which I both like, which won't allow that. And they want to make sure that anyone that you email, anyone in your list, you've got permission for them to be in your list. So again, a gray area, and it's always best to speak to those companies about how they work. But again, when you are just taking people's information without their permission and you are putting them into email marketing lists and sending out random shit about yourself, it's basically unethical. And I use the word random shit about yourself because although the information might be relevant, might be important, might be well crafted, if they haven't asked for it, to them it's shit. You know, and there's a line that you have to draw with yourself. Do you cross that? Do you go over that? It's hard because once I receive an email from someone that I've not given permission to, you know, most of the time it annoys me, and I'll be like, I don't want to receive that, so I'll block them. And again, that hurts their sendability if people block them. So, you know, I don't do it to hurt their sendability. I do it because I don't want to receive any more emails from them because they don't have permission. But then if it's a very timed-based email where I do actually need or have an interest with that product, then I'll let it slip and I'll go, oh, okay, I haven't given permission, but actually I do kind of need that. So I might respond, or I might contact the person to take that further. So, you know, it's, as I said, it's a very gray area when it comes to the unethical practices of scraping people's data in order to communicate and send information to them. Now, the other unethical thing is, as I said, the messages that you put out there, you know, and how you go about selling. And we seem to be in this mass kind of spam world at the moment. And again, I think unethical within terms of your messaging approach is very opinionated, you know. Get rich quick schemes, you know, when I receive those saying, hey, do you want to know how to make £5,000 within the next 5 days or 7 days? You know, all you got to do is buy my course for £49, reduced from £5,000, and I will teach you it. And I guarantee that you'll make £5,000 within the next 7 days. And that for me is unethical, to start promising those messages, because, you know, people buy them and they try these things and they don't work. And then you're like, that didn't work. Can I get my money back? Well, no, it's because you never followed the formula correctly. And you did everything they said, but they'll just keep on saying that, something like you never followed the formula correctly. And so there's so many ways to get out of these like guarantees that people give you. I will give you your money back if you don't get what I said you will get in the next 7 days. You know, there's just so many ways to get it. It's just it's unethical, in my opinion, that people should be making those promises. You know, we never make those promises, and if we do say something like that, then we make sure it's caveated. You know, have you been in marketing and building up a database to over 10,000 people within the last 12 months? If you have, then look, you might be able to follow these strategies in order to leverage another $5,000 out of them. We you know, I push Go High Level as a CRM. But I'm very clear on it. You know, Go High Level has many different, as 3 platforms. You've got Starter, which you can just have 1 account on. You got Unlimited, in which you can have unlimited accounts that you manually have to create for the clients that you have. Or you got SaaS, and you can build a complete SaaS model. But the thing is, SaaS is so hard to do when you don't have a database of your own, or no marketing whatsoever. You know, you've got to start from scratch, building up a reputation before people will start buying from you. And so I would never sell Go High Level based on the fact that, you know, you can buy the SaaS model of Go High Level for $497 a month, and you can like turn it into like let's say £10,000 worth of income per month within the next 6-7 months. It just doesn't happen like that. But when I target marketing agencies and say, look, if you've got, you know, 10, 15, 20 clients, then you can quickly leverage an easy 2, 3, 4 grand per month out of them by using the unlimited plan. And that's because I know from experience that you can do that, you know, but you've got to have clients already in place that are using email or CRM or social media software, in which you can move them from that over to you and gain them money coming in that way. If you haven't, then it's really hard. You've got to build up a business again. So, you know, the message has to be ethical as well. So, you know, the people that you're targeting, you know, needs to be ethical. The message that you're putting out there and the promises that you make need to be ethical. I've seen so many bad practices, and unfortunately, they just keep happening out there, and it's really hard to notice a lot. You know, one of the biggest industries for being unethical, obviously, is the finance sector, and everyone knows that. And that's why the government cracked down on pension schemes and things like that. You know, pension providers can no longer make cold calls to people to offer them pensions, because it just happens so much that people were phoning up and offering scams, basically, by using unethical marketing techniques. And so, you know, the government stopped that now, and, you know, they're rolling this out to loads more. Cryptocurrency at the moment is one of the biggest unethical industries I think that currently exists. And if you are a crypto trader, sorry, but people in your industry aren't doing you any justice whatsoever. You know, so many people are out there just to take money, and these people are based in other countries, and some in the UK, but, you know, offering mammoth returns for your investment when, you know, they don't tell you the ins and outs. And, you know, in crypto trading and Forex trading, you know, I do Forex trading, and I know 95% of people in Forex trading and crypto trading lose money. And it's because of the way that they play the game, you know. So you can give people, you know, all the strategies and formulas that you want, but without giving people the relevant and correct mindset in order to control those trades, then they're going to lose money. And the people who market these strategies and formulas and schemes know that. It's just they're not going to tell you that, because they want that quick sale and they want your money. So, you know, it's easier to be unethical within your approach to marketing. So, you know, unethical marketing is out there, happens a lot, and you just need to make sure that, you know, you stay on the right side of the curve, you know, because if you are practicing unethical marketing, you know, you might be, I don't want to say subconsciously, but it might be that, you know, you believe in your product and you're like, right, so I believe my product will do this, so I'm going to market it that way, because people can get this result like I did. But what you haven't taken into account is they don't have your experience, they don't have your database, they don't have your information, they don't have your mindset. So, you know, you're promising all these gains that they're going to get based on your experience when they are not like you. And in some ways, that's unethical marketing because you're not considering the people that you're targeting. You know, you're taking advantage of the situation. You're showing proof of concept that's worked for you, but not necessarily will work for the people that you're working with, your clients, because they're completely different people. And look, I'm not saying that you can't ever talk about something because one person might not succeed. That's not the case. But if 95% of your target audience aren't going to succeed, then you've got to consider, you know, your approach to marketing. You know, how truthful do you actually need? Should you be with it? And I think unethical marketing is never going to disappear. There's always going to be people that take advantage of the situation. It doesn't matter how much the government clamp down on these things. There will always be people that find a way around it. You know, there will always be people who set up businesses, do unethical marketing, gain lots of money, and then before they can be, before they, I don't know, they can be caught and tried and fined for it, they close down their practice, they close down their company and move on. So there'll always be ways around people that will do unethical marketing. You've just got to be very careful. That's why personally I like business that I do in networking groups, because you're always going to get those people in networking groups that, you know, are there just it can't, you know, make mistakes or can't be trusted and things like that. But the majority of the time in networking groups, you know, the people in there are trying to be honest because they know their reputation's on the line. And if they make a mistake, then yeah, that's, you know, they're going to lose business with everybody else. So, you know, working in networking groups or local areas, you know, in with people that, you know, come recommended, and you know, if they don't do you a good job, then, you know, then their reputation's on the line. And so, you know, when I'm hiring a service, I generally look locally than I do anywhere else. So yeah, so unethical marketing, guys, you know, make sure you stay the right side of the line. And trust me, it's a blurry line. You know, I say it's blurry. It might be, you know, cut and dry to some people, but as a marketeer, you know, just saying the wrong thing can sometimes become unethical when you don't consider, you know, the person that you're targeting. You know, and if someone says something that's too good to be true, normally it pretty much is, you know. And if they're showing you their proof of concept, that's their proof of concept. You know, that's what they've done. So I see these videos all the time that says, look, hey, I made £10,000 within 7 days by trading on this platform. You know, do you want to do the same? Well, hold on. How experienced are you in trading? How experienced are you in on that platform? You know, how many mistakes have you made? How much money have you lost? You know, you'll never hear all that type of thing. How many Facebook ads have you run in order to get that many people to your website? You know, if you're selling goods, you know, you'll never get told that information. And you're like, can I see clients' information? And they'll give you a hand-picked of a hand selection of clients that have done exactly the same because they've got the same basis, the same setup. They're pretty friends. You know, you'll never hear the bad stories. And there's probably a lot of them when they're not telling you the whole truth within their marketing. And look, our marketing drives our business. You know, sales and marketing is fundamental. And although sales is, you know, what makes you the money, sales doesn't happen without marketing. And you need to be truthful within your approach to marketing. So yeah, so thank you for listening. Those watching on a video, by the way, these 3 pictures up the back here. So I got 3 pictures that with statements on them. One says, let them hate, just make sure they spell your name right. That's by the character Harvey Specter in Suits. I love Suits. When you're backed against the wall, break the goddamn wall down, Harvey Specter again. And then my third one is, do not judge my success, judge me on how many times I fell down and got back up again, by Nelson Mandela. And I love those 3 quotes. And then they've been up there for a while now. And my wife walked in yesterday because I'm at home. I'm waiting for my new office to be built. We go to home. I moved out of my office because like we're moving next door into the new building, which is meant to be ready in April. and someone wanted to move into our office. So I was like, yeah, I can move out. Just got to wait a week. And now it's not going to be open till I think the end of July. So I'm at home longer than I actually intended to be. Anyway, so these have been up here about a month. And my wife walked into the office yesterday and went, nice. See what you've done there. You spelt them wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean? And the middle one, when you're backed. So it should be you're backed, or it should be backs. I can't remember what the statement is from Harvey, the character Harvey Specter in Suits. If it's when your back's up against the wall, or when you're backed up against the wall. Either way, I've made either a mistake with your or backs. So one or the other. So yeah, so if you are watching those, there's a spelling mistake. I'm going to get to try and fix today for next week's videos. So you might see a change if you're watching these on videos. Anyway, thank you so much. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I always appreciate it. If you are watching this on podcast, then obviously subscribe to have you watching it. It's on Amazon Music, it's on Spotify, and it's on Apple Podcasts. And again, we turn this into a blog on the website with the video in. So if you are watching it on that, then obviously do keep tuning in for more blogs. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and reading. And I look forward to catching up with you again.